The outages, the response from Entergy about what's causing those issues.
Plus, big improvements are coming to Vidor ISD campuses, what's being updated and when the project should be completed.
And we are live from Groves as PNG students head back to class. Hear from the new principal of Groves Primary about expectations for the new school year. 12 News Daybreak starts now.
Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong. It's 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. And we're going to start off with a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Very pretty sunset, or sunrise, I should say, this morning above Jasper. Jeff, tell us more about where that sun is right now.
You can see it just coming up over the horizon on this Thursday morning. There have been a few showers that popped up earlier. Those are starting to die down, though, just a little bit. And you can see they're spotty throughout parts of, say, Jasper County, Orange, and Jefferson County. Also, we've been seeing a little bit of rain in Hardin County, but it looks like right now that's pretty much gone. And around Beaumont here, especially the west side, we're seeing a little bit of a heavy downpour. Nothing as far as any thunderstorms or anything like that, but a little bit of heavy downpour. So be aware of that as you're making your way out maybe to school or for work for this morning. Temperature-wise, we're in the middle 70s, from 75 in Beaumont and Kirbyville to 76 Silsbee and Orange. Port Arthur's at 78, 77 Woodville, 73 Jasper, 75. Outside, we're looking at partly cloudy skies here in Beaumont with temperatures in the upper 70s near 80. Our day planner showing another flare-up of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon with a 40% coverage.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Residents in Port Neches, they are fed up after dealing with power outages, all this since June.
Yeah, and Entergy says it's part of repairs being made in the area. The project spans from Dew and Block Streets through Port Neches Avenue and up to Dallas Street. Entergy says it's replaced 34 power poles and is working to create more reliable power for those who live in the area. In a statement, the company said, "We appreciate your patience and understanding as we strengthen the Southeast Texas power grid and improve the quality of your service." Entergy says the work is expected to be finished in September. Now to Vidor, where construction continues for major projects at the district or in the district.
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of a bond that's going to be adding improvements across all 5 campuses. And 12 News reporter Cameron Burchett, she has more on what's planned.
New classrooms, lab space, and a field house are all coming to Vidor ISD after voters approved a $98.4 million bond last November.
It is an investment into our community.
Vidor Superintendent Dr. Jay Kilgo said the time was right to replace and improve aging infrastructure.
And we will close the junior high, the middle school will become a 6 through 8 campus, and our elementaries will become a pre-K through 5 campus.
5 campuses across Vidor ISD will receive new additions and renovations. Construction has already started on 2 of those campuses, Oak Forest Elementary and Vidor Middle School.
Oak Forest Elementary is getting 8 classrooms, Vidor Elementary is getting 32 classrooms, and Pine Forest Elementary is getting 16 classrooms.
Joshua Bennett, the construction coordinator, says the growing district needs the space.
Vidor Middle School consists of 4 wings, and each wing will be receiving a 4-classroom addition.
And don't forget about sports. A new field house will be built for the middle school to create more space for Pirates in training.
Coaches are really excited about that.
Dr. Kilgo says those are just some of the projects coming down the pipeline.
We had reached the point where the upgrades were necessary.
The high school is a substantial part of the bond. It's a $40 million part of the bond. It's consisting of 38 new classrooms, 3 science labs, and a new cosmetology building, a renovated choir room, and some minor renovations to the auditorium as well.
Renderings provided show what Vidor residents can expect the schools to look like after completion.
It's going to be a fantastic thing, and we're looking forward to it.
Construction for the projects included in the bond are expected to be completed by summer 2027. In Vidor, Cameron Burchett, 12 News.
And meanwhile, Legacy Academy, Newton ISD, and Port Neches ISD, they're all heading back to school today, and we hope all of them have a great morning back. And at this point, pretty much everyone should be back in class for the new school year.
And this morning, we're heading out to Mid-County on P&G's first day back. 12 News reporter Daniela Tabuada-Palau is live at Groves Primary. She's been speaking with the principal there. Good morning, Daniela.
Good morning. I'm currently here with Miss Sandell, the assistant principal. And what are we excited for today?
We are excited to see our children's faces. The beginning of the school year is always so much fun. There's lots of anticipation. We've worked very, very hard to get our school ready, and we are ready to welcome the children today as well as their parents.
Of course. And we already have kids coming in. There's still buses that need to come and arrive yet. But one of the new things that is coming is dismissal. Can you explain exactly what that is for those parents?
So we have a new dismissal system. It's called iDismiss, and it doesn't really change a lot for the parents. It changes on the inside for the teachers in our building. But what it is each student will be given a number. And they don't need to remember that number, but we give that number to the parents. And the parents have to have that number to pick up that child. It adds a layer of safety. If someone was to try to pick up a kid without the number, then we know something is not kosher. And so we would send them to the office, and then we would make phone calls to make sure that that person is supposed to pick up that student.
Of course. And you said that you've been working here for 4 years.
Yes.
The principal is new. This is her first year.
Yes.
What does this mean? Is this how excited are you for this new principal and just this new school year to be coming?
Well, Miss Lewis is wonderful. We've known each other for quite some time. So we have a great system. We work well together, and so we both enjoy our jobs very much, and we are here to support our staff and our students and our parents. So everyone is welcome, and we look forward to a great first day.
Mm-hmm. And y'all are matching and everything. So I feel like this year might be a really good year, especially with that relationship you guys might have. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for giving us this time, and we're gonna throw it back to you, Mark and Tia.
All right, thank you so much, Daniela. And 12 News will start handing out our Golden Apple Award soon, so we need you to send in your nominations. This can be a teacher or anyone in the field of education: bus driver, cafeteria worker, custodian. Nominate someone and head to 12newsnow.com/goldenapple.
Money Matters, sponsored by Gulf Credit Union.
Switching gears now to some consumer news. While it may be backyard barbecue season, throwing those burgers and steaks on the grill is gonna cost you.
Yeah, sure will. According to the USDA, beef prices, they have been on the rise, hitting records of $9.26 per pound as of this past June.
The consumer is noticing that. I mean, they have a price point in their head, and it's not the same price point they're seeing right now.
And despite a fairly quick recovery when egg prices went up earlier this year, the beef industry is a bit more complicated. Analysts say several factors are to blame for the sticker shock, including a big drought from a few years ago and the U.S. halting cattle imports from Mexico over a screwworm infection and recent tariff changes. For budget-conscious shoppers, switching to alternate cuts of beef could mean more affordable meals.
Some of the trim, some of the other things that are not, quote unquote, everybody's favorite, they're good for cooking. You can make chili, you can do a pot roast.
And of course, there are other choices out there, including pork and poultry, which are much better priced right now. And speaking of beef, you may have heard of the carnivore diet, where you almost exclusively eat animal products.
Okay, now some parents are raising their kids on it, but is that healthy? NBC's Emilia Keita speaks with an expert.
For many babies and toddlers, that first taste of beef can provide some comic relief. But for others, it's a new way of life, as more parents bring the so-called carnivore diet to their kids. snacking on bone broth popsicles, teething on deer jerky, chowing down on a beef bar. Nutrition influencers Nisha Salisbury and husband Dr. Ken Berry feed their children 90% animal source products with some fruit after finding their own success on the diet. But some pediatricians are raising serious concerns about what's not in meat-heavy lifestyles.
Unprocessed meat and eggs are actually great sources of nutrients that young children need, including iron, zinc, and B12. But it's not the only nutrients that kids need. The two things that I'm really concerned about are vitamin C and fiber.
The American Academy of Pediatrics emphasizes variety, and within a few months of starting solid foods, letting your baby have everything from milk to cereal, vegetables, fruits, eggs, fish, and meat.
Are you concerned that such restrictions may decrease their palate or interest in other kinds of foods throughout their life?
I hope so. I hope it decreases their consumption of things that aren't truly good for their bodies.
Our faces when it came back. It's a lot to process.
Yeah, the beef broth popsicles is the one that stuck. Yeah, exactly. That was the face that I made when they're talking about that right there.
Interesting though, Mark, because if my mom's watching, when growing up, she used to always say, and don't eat all that meat. You better eat the vegetables too.
Right.
You know, so it goes completely against that.
It's the harder, that's always the harder thing to get people to eat. So it does seem like, I don't think we're meant to eat just beef or just meat and stuff like that. So
Right.
it seems like it's a little bit overkill. Don't forget your spinach. All right, still ahead here on Daybreak. A New Orleans woman's search for the stranger who saved her goes viral. How he came to her rescue and turned her life around. Plus, from a slithery surprise to a viral soup hack, your trending news is coming up. Your time is now 7:11.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI, and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. Sadly, there are more than 27 million victims of human trafficking, and for most, escaping can be difficult with every aspect of their lives under control. Now, a New Orleans woman is going viral for her TikTok about a stranger. She says that he helped her escape from her trafficker nearly 14 years ago. Whitney Miller has her story.
I was walking down the street, and this man
asked me if I was okay.
She says that man listened, really listened, and the very next day bought her a plane ticket home.
He told me he wanted me to go back home, go to school, and do something with my life.
In a viral TikTok, Maisha Grow is now hoping the internet can help her find him.
My whole goal was to share my story, about the humanity of this person, but also to share my story to let people know there's still hope out there.
Back in 2010, she says she was being held against her will in D.C. When that man asked if she was okay, it felt different.
I had asked for help multiple times before, but everybody ignored me. Maybe out of fear, maybe out of, just not wanting to get involved, right? And that's okay. But he didn't care. He believed me.
She told him everything, but didn't believe his promise to help until the next morning.
And pulled out that ticket and said, here, no strings attached.
She never asked his name, moving quickly to avoid putting him in danger. She boarded the flight home and hasn't seen him since.
I changed everything around. I've gotten my bachelor's, my master's, and I went on, just to make a difference in my life and others.
She only remembers a few details about the man she says saved her life. She's hoping it's just enough for someone to recognize him.
He was a darker complexion than myself, so just a little bit darker than me. He told me he was a trainer, that he was a fitness trainer.
And 14 years later, she's helping crime survivors in New Orleans. She wrote a book about her journey, and she's carrying forward the kindness she received in one desperate moment.
.16 right now on this Thursday morning. We're looking at partly to mostly clear skies in a lot of southeast Texas. Had a couple of showers with thunderstorms earlier this morning. Nothing too heavy, but most of those are dying down right now. Here's the view over towards Lake Charles, and you can see the sun definitely up and going for this morning with some partly cloudy skies over there in the Lake Charles area on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Temperatures right now generally sitting in the middle 70s. 76 right now in Orange, 75 in Beaumont as well as Kirbyville. Silsbee's at about 76. Jasper 73, Woodville's at 77, and Port Arthur currently showing 78. As we look at radar right now, there's a little bit of rain, it looks like, down over towards Kirbyville, and then we've been seeing some spotty showers here across Jefferson County. It looks like a pretty little heavy downpour, looks like in western parts of Port Arthur, kind of between Port Arthur and Sabine Pastures, another little downpour, and then looks like right along I-10, right near Winnie, there's a couple of downpours there, here and there. So not too much on radar, but there are a few showers here and there. Here's what it looked like earlier, about 3 hours ago. We had a little bit more coverage as those scattered showers and thunderstorms. You can see a pretty good little thunderstorm coming out of Chambers County, going into parts of Liberty County. But things are dying down. Still maybe a few showers this morning along the coast. I think we'll see better coverage later on this afternoon, this evening, early this evening, as we'll see things flare up as far as showers and thunderstorms. Across the state, pretty quiet, not much going on. Looks like maybe a couple of showers just now popping up around the Big Bend area, but besides that, most of the state is dry this morning. As we put the futurecast into motion here, you can see a couple of showers maybe this morning along the coast. As we get into the afternoon, that's when we'll see things start to pop up inland across southeast Texas with those scattered showers and thunderstorms. Highs today expected to be in the lower 90s. We'll drop back into the 80s this evening as things die down, and then 70s for tomorrow morning. Can't rule out a couple more showers near the coast for looks like your Friday morning. Our tropical storm Erin right now is continuing to turn off towards the west. Winds are at 50 and it's moving to the west to 17. Looks like it's finally going to start to develop a little bit quicker now. That's kind of out of that rough patch there, and they're expecting to be maybe a hurricane by tomorrow, a major hurricane by the weekend into early next week, and they are expecting it to make that turn toward the north, stay away from the east coast, and of course stay away from the Gulf. Speaking of the Gulf, there is a little flare up down here in the southern Gulf for this morning. Hurricane Center says 20% chance of development. This looks like it's going to be drifting into Mexico by tomorrow and really won't be an issue for us. As we check our forecast for today, variable clouds, about a 40% coverage of rain with highs in the 90s. Tonight we fall back into the middle to lower 70s, maybe a couple of showers near the coast, but generally mostly clear skies. And then here it is, 30-40% coverage of rain back and forth every day all the way through the next 7 days. We can't break this weather pattern, and temperatures right now into the 70s. We'll see 70s every morning and 90s each afternoon.
We should like place a bet on when we think we'll finally see a week of no rain. Feels like forever.
Or a day.
Yeah, just a day with zero rain chances, huh? But at this point, well, like I said, the only thing that really clears the moisture out is you get a good cold front to come through, and those aren't going to be pushing through here till probably late October. So, but I don't think we're going to see a forecast like this for with rain every day for the next month or so. I think it's going to eventually calm down. It might have to wait another week or so, but I think eventually it'll calm down a little bit.
Keep that umbrella close by, and be sure not to blink, because you might miss one of those rainstorms as they pass on by.
Yep, that's true.
And just a reminder, you can keep up with where those rainstorms are by downloading our app at any time, so you can get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. All right, time is now 7:20. Time for some trending news, and the warmer months mean sometimes you can find certain critters in the places you wouldn't normally find them.
Yeah, that was the case in Queensland, Australia, where a homeowner got a slithery surprise. A reptile wrangler had to be called after a venomous snake was found napping in the tunnel of the man's model train set. At first, they thought it was just a rubber snake, but the large brown tree snake was very much real. He was just kicking it on the tracks, waiting to shed his skin, but his plans were thwarted, and he was safely placed outside in the tree. That's a huge snake.
I wonder if his wife put it in there to get the husband off the train track. Funny.
All right, now to an unusual rescue for firefighters in Virginia.
Yeah, they had to lend a helping hand to someone who usually does the rescuing himself. We're talking about Spider-Man, of course. He was hired to entertain kids, and he climbed a building, but he ended up needing to be saved. People, they watched for more than an hour and probably cracking up the whole time as firefighters worked to bring him down safely. He eventually gave the waiting children below a wave and a thumbs up, although he probably dashed their childhood dreams of Spider-Man being real. After crews got him down, he was taken away for medical attention.
I mean, imagine like actually being young and believing in Spider-Man, and they probably were like sad. Is he okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why can't he use his web?
He was probably like halfway up the building and didn't want to go up any higher and didn't want to come back down. That's too funny. All right, if you're a fan of Olive Garden soup, well, you are in for a big, and we really mean big, treat here.
Yeah, people all over social media are discovering a hack. You can order soup by the bucket.
Gave me all of these breadsticks because I bought that soup. It's a gallon of soup and 20 breadsticks. Here's how I found out. 20.
People on TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit say this is the biggest deal out there, because for just $30, you get 12 servings of soup and breadsticks. While this isn't really new info, as posts on this date go back to 2019, many have only just discovered it.
You know, they do sell soup in bulk in the grocery store. You could just do that.
But is it as good as Olive Garden soup?
It has just as much salt, and it's half the price.
I don't know, one time, this is good because one time we did a liquid fast at church, and I wanted to do a lot of soup.
Yeah.
I kept going to Olive Garden. I never knew that I could just buy it by the bucket.
It is a good hack. I will give you that.
Absolutely. All right. Time now, 7:23. Jeff Gerber will be back with another look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. the unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. Bus stop forecast for today. A couple of showers have been around this morning. Not too much is left over. Temperatures in the 70s. Warm and humid at recess, 87. Should be dry. And then some scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon with temperatures in the lower 90s as you make your way home. So make sure you might have an umbrella handy. Along the coast for today, high tide at 6:46. We'll be past that one. Our next one's at 9:29 for tonight. Southwesterly wind at 5 to 10 knots. Seas only about a foot today. Light chop out there on the inland lakes and bays. Expect to see maybe a few showers or thunderstorms later on this afternoon. Our sunrise was at 6:43, so we just passed that not quite an hour ago. Then our sunset tonight is at about 7:58. You can see at Texas Point right now, west winds at 6 to 8, and the water temperature is into the middle to upper 80s out there into the Gulf. So not really a bad day for the boat if you can dodge some of the scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Like I said, probably the heaviest stuff's going to be coming later on this afternoon, going into the early evening. This morning, what we have out there right now is dying down.
All right, Jeff, a new police headquarters in Beaumont that's heading to the ballot in November and coming up on Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. We take a tour of the current headquarters and tell you why officials say that they need an upgrade.
Plus, we head back out to Groves Primary, where Daniela Tawada-Palau is speaking with the new principal on the first day of school.
And in this digital age, Gen Z might be tech savvy, but does it come at a cost? We have more on that coming up. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong.
And I'm Tia Johnson. It's 7:30 right now. Let's take a look at your top stories this morning. A Jefferson County jury announced a guilty verdict yesterday in the 2020 murder of a Port Arthur man. Prosecutors say Javon Naveau shot and killed Jalen Howard during an armed robbery at the Valley View Estates. Naveau was already serving a life sentence for 2 aggravated robberies from 2018.
And a man accused of causing a fiery crash in Beaumont Saturday, he's out on bond. Police say that Jesus Medina drove his truck into a car on I-10 over Harrison Avenue. 2 people were killed in that crash and 2 others injured. Officers say that it may take up to 8 months to identify the 2 bodies that were found in the car. Medina facing 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter.
You have a traffic alert in Beaumont as crews begin work on Phelan Boulevard near Belvedere Drive. Starting today, the road where the Phelan Bridge crosses Hillbrant Bayou will be down to 1 lane in each direction. Crews are making safety repairs over the next 30 days. The city says drivers should plan ahead or consider alternate routes to avoid traffic. Let's take a live look outside right now from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. You can see the sun starting to rise there from Orange. Meteorologist Jeff Gerber, or as we like to call him, Big Tip.
Big Tip.
He's got your forecast.
And speaking of temps, right now temperatures are into the middle 70s from about 75 to 78 degrees out there. 75 Beaumont, 78 in Port Arthur, and then Orange and Silsbee about 77. 75 Kirbyville, Jasper, and then 76 right now in Woodville. Outside, we just showed you our Horseman's Western Store camera, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network, and sun's starting to come up there. We'll switch to downtown Beaumont from our Pack of the Prairie camera on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network, and partly cloudy skies here. Currently showing 81 downtown, humidity at 78%, and a very light southwesterly wind. Pretty calm out there this morning. It'll kick up between, let's say, about 3 and 8 miles per hour for later on this afternoon, but not too much going on downtown. Looks like pretty quiet early on this Thursday morning. Been seeing a couple of isolated showers popping up on radar, a couple over towards Winnie. Looks like a little bit of rain around Port Arthur, but that is about it for early this morning. I think we'll see a flare up of some more showers and thunderstorms, especially this afternoon. About a 40% coverage there, with temperatures reaching to the lower 90s for today. More of the same coming up over the next 7 days. We'll have your 7-day forecast in just a little bit.
All right, Jeff, and we are taking you inside of Beaumont's police headquarters this morning. City Council, they voted 5-1 this week, approving a bond election later this year that would use $60 million for a new building for that headquarters. Police Chief Tim Ognishek, he says that the current 51-year-old building, it doesn't meet today's needs. He says that the department has been dealing with things like asbestos, mold, even flooding in parts of the building.
And he says that's just the beginning of the issues at BPD. 12 News reporter Ebony Coleman has more on a pursuit of a more safer facility.
That's a concern. You know, I think most people don't like working and living around mold.
That concern, among others, is now front and center as the Beaumont Police Department faces growing issues inside its decades-old headquarters.
It was built in the Cold War era. Normal buildings are, you know, maybe expected to last 30 years or so, and this has been 51.
Now the decision to build a new headquarters rests with voters, who would need to approve paying an extra $14.25 a month in taxes. Chief Tim Ognishek walks us through the old jail.
A lot of drainage issues. I guess over the years they weren't quite as careful with pouring grease down there.
A portion of it is being used to house and protect evidence after flooding has been an issue inside the evidence room located in the basement.
Pretty much any time it rains heavy, we will have some kind of seepage or flooding. We have people that really care, and they're going to do everything they can to, you know, if the water starts coming in, they're going to move boxes where they're not going to be impacted.
From flooding to mold to even asbestos underneath the floor in the old dispatch office, the outdated building has seen it all.
Anytime we change the flooring or renovate a space, we have to abate any asbestos.
Chief Ognishek hopes the $60 million bond will earn voter approval.
We build for the future. Let's not build for today. Let's build for 20, 30 years from now. I think it's hugely important to the officers and as well as the civilians.
The chief says they also need a bigger parking lot and a building that's ADA accessible.
Yeah, it's important for anyone who might be using a wheelchair because right now the only way that the public can access the department is via the front stairs. All right, it's back to school across Southeast Texas, and Toccoa Academy in Port Arthur, they are rolling out a recovery plan after its state rating dropped from an A just a few years ago to now an F this year.
Yeah, the superintendent says this score does not define them. She said, quote, "This outcome does not define us, but it does challenge us. We are a school with the ability, heart, and expertise to turn this around, and we will." She says the plan is to focus on raising academic expectations to better align with state standards.
And 3 Southeast Texas school districts are heading back to school today. Legacy Academy, Newton ISD, and Port Neches ISD could look to all the students returning to class this morning. And now pretty much everyone, they should be back in class for this new school year at this point.
All right, and this morning we're heading out to Mid-County on P&G's first day back. That's where we find 12 News reporter Daniela Tabuada-Palau live at Groves Primary School speaking with administration there.
Well, I'm currently here. As you can see, the school is starting to get a little hectic because the kids are coming in. It's starting first day of school all over again. And here we are with the music teacher, Miss Root. What are you excited for this year?
Just new year, new programs, new principal. This is my family, so I'm excited to be here.
Of course, and we talked about this being your 41st year. And you are, again, the music teacher. What is there in the music program that we should be looking out for?
We'll be doing programs. All grade levels will be doing programs. Our pre-K is doing their first Christmas program, and I'm excited about that. And just learning, loving music.
Of course. And then do you have any goals either for yourself or for the school in general?
Just giving the children a time to relax in the classroom, no pressure in music, and just learn to love all kinds of music.
Of course. And we talked about that there is a new principal. What do you think this new principal can bring that that maybe you've been here for 40 years? What do you see different with this principal?
She's young. She's vivacious. I've taught with her before, so I know what kind of person she is, and she's going to bring love to the school and to the community.
Of course. And then lastly, what advice do you have for our little kiddos on the first day or just for the school year?
Just be happy. You're in a safe place. We're going to take care of you. We're going to love you like nobody else will love you.
Of course. And I've already seen there's some kiddos really excited for school, and so we've already seen y'all take care of them as best as you can. So we really appreciate that you were able to talk to us today, and I'll let you keep on going with your first day of school, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we'll send it back to you, Mark and Tia. Thank you.
Exciting first day. Thanks, Daniela. And 12 News will start handing out our Golden Apple Award soon, so we need you to send in those nominations. This can be a teacher, anyone in the education field, bus driver, cafeteria worker, custodian, literally anyone. To nominate them, head to 12newsnow.com/goldenapple.
Money Matters, sponsored by Gulf Credit Union.
Gen Z is known for their digital savvy, using it for just about everything.
Yeah, but the convenience of online transactions, they can make them more susceptible to scams. Karen Kafa explains.
Gen Z has digital savvy, but may lack the experienced eye that can spot a scam.
Gen Z, their digital fluency is their superpower, and it's also their blind spot.
In 2024, the Federal Trade Commission says younger people ages 20 to 29 reported losing money to fraud and scams more often than older people ages 70 to 79.
That's why it's so important to let them know, hey, there's going to be emails that come to your inbox that might not be from who they say they are. That deal online for books might not be a real website.
With members of Gen Z headed to college campuses and responsible for more financial decisions on their own, Margarita Alvarez of Wells Fargo advises young consumers to verify who they trust, especially online.
Make sure that they're being very mindful of the interactions that they're making with any type of merchants, ensuring that they're viable, trusted institutions.
The Better Business Bureau's Melanie McGovern says text phishing and imposter scams that claim to be from a student financial aid office or offer a scholarship or promise a part-time job are popular among fraudsters and can swipe personal and financial data.
If it's something that's unfamiliar to you, you didn't sign up for it, the best thing to do is just delete it, get it off your phone so there's no temptation to go back and click on a link.
Also popular, rental scams. Asking for a credit card or a money transfer in order to see the apartment in person for the first time can be a red flag.
Still ahead, as the fight over redistricting continues, we revisit the quorum break of 2003 and the lessons learned as we wait to see which side might budge. But first, the Southeast Texas Task Force is in trouble, while the group may not last much longer. It's 7:40.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers.
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
12 News Hurricane Headquarters, sponsored by Entergy.
In the middle of hurricane season, a Southeast Texas volunteer disaster relief organization says it may have to shut down after losing funding from one of its largest donors. The Southeast Texas Civilian Task Force helps with disaster recovery. It runs solely on donations and volunteers to offer relief during natural disasters. Most recently, it donated purses filled with personal care items for women in the Texas Hill Country. The executive director says she doesn't know how much longer they'll last.
Right now we okay, but I mean at the end of the year I don't know if we're gonna make it because we have a lot of like stuff, expenses to do with like car maintenance, like I mean fueling, like well you know to go and take stuff to deliver and all that.
Despite the setback, the organization still plans to help people in need. We have a link on our website if you'd like to volunteer or donate.
$7:44 on this Thursday morning. If you got to get to work here pretty quickly, not too bad out there this morning. We've had a few showers, but those have seemed to have died down. Temperatures right now sitting still into the 70s. 75 through Jasper and Kirbyville, 77 in Beaumont and Silsbee, 78 Orange, Port Arthur, and then 76 up in Woodville. Outside, we've been looking at mostly clear skies out there, except for those areas that we've had a few showers or thunderstorms. Here's the Horseman's Western Store over in Orange. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network currently showing 82 degrees, humidity 87% with a little bit of a north wind between 4 and 5 miles per hour. Still a couple isolated showers out there. We have one right there in central parts of Newton County, just one little downpour. And then we have another one right near the Winnie area. Right now, just north of Winnie, I guess you could say. And then we've had a couple more showers developing out in the Gulf. Those are trending off a little bit towards the north and east, so they might clip maybe the southern edge of Jefferson County here a little bit later on this morning. And watching, you can see a few of those. Here's what we had earlier kind of pop up across southeast Texas. Now we watch this little batch of rain here, and it's kind of drifting towards the north and west. So we'll see if those make it to the coastline, and if they do, how far inland they will go for this morning. But most of the state of Texas pretty dry out there for this morning. Matter of fact, everywhere is dry except for right here where we've gotten some rain here in southeast Texas. We're the only ones that got rain across the entire state overnight. Our futurecast showing some continued maybe few showers along the coast this morning, and then this afternoon we'll see showers and thunderstorms develop all across the area with about a 40% coverage. Temperature's going to be right there into the lower 90s for today, and then we back off into the 80s this evening, 70s as we head towards your Friday morning. And once again, watch for a couple of showers along the coast tomorrow morning. Speaking of the coast, hopefully Tropical Storm Aaron will not be affecting the East Coast. It still looks like it's going to take that turn to the north as we head towards the middle of next week. Right now, still a tropical storm with winds at 50, moving to the west at 17. They are expected to become a hurricane tomorrow, and then maybe a major hurricane as it misses the islands out there in the Caribbean and in the Bahamas. Looks like it's going to stay to the east of there. Also looking at a flare-up of some showers and thunderstorms down on the southern Gulf. That's going to be drifting off towards the west over the next day or so and eventually move into Mexico, it looks like. Right now, the Hurricane Center says only a 20% chance of development with that. Shouldn't affect southeast Texas at all. So today, variable clouds, 40% coverage of scattered showers and thunderstorms. The bulk of it's going to be this afternoon, and we'll be in the 90s, 70s for tonight. Maybe a couple of coastal showers, but besides that, mostly clear skies. And then our 7-day forecast doesn't show any let up as far as these scattered showers and thunderstorms are concerned. 30-40% coverage each day. Afternoons probably see the most widespread rainfall, and temperatures pretty steady there in the lower to middle 90s with lows in the middle 70s.
You know, I'll be keeping an eye on the weather here locally, of course, but I'm really interested in what's going to happen with that big storm out there in the Atlantic. I hope it doesn't end up running into the East Coast.
It doesn't look like it at this point. It looks like it's going to make that turn. High pressure is kind of backing off a little bit, and that should allow it to kind of stay off the East Coast. But we'll have to wait and see exactly where it goes. Major hurricane with winds 125 miles an hour. That's what they're forecasting. So let's hope it stays way off the East Coast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jeff.
You bet.
All right, at the Capitol, Governor Abbott says that he's going to end the current session in Austin tomorrow if Democrats haven't returned to vote on redistricting. He says that if that happens, he's going to call for a second special session immediately. The push to redraw a legislative map would give Republicans up to 5 more congressional seats, but House Democrats at the State House, I should say, they have blocked a vote by leaving the state.
Yesterday in Chicago, Democrats responded to allegations they're also preventing flood relief for the Hill Country.
We're all eager to answer that question because we're not going to allow our Texans that we have lost and who deserve better from a policy failure to be used as a political game for the governor to say that we are abandoning our duties. He could do it today. He could have done it that day.
And the call in the House to bring us back specifically about redistricting. It's not about the floods. Specifically only about redistricting.
So how long can this standoff last? Well, it's not the first time Democrats in Texas have done this to stop redistricting.
Yeah, Marcelino Benito, he spoke to the former leader of a walkout that happened back in 2003.
22 years ago, Texas House Democrats helped put Ardmore, Oklahoma, a town just 35 miles from the Texas border, on the political map.
We went out of state for 5 days, left on Mother's Day. Took them a while to find us.
It's where then House Democratic Caucus Chairman Jim Dunham led more than 50 Dems fleeing Texas to deny Republicans in the state house a quorum.
When we went, people got on a bus and 95% of the members didn't even know where we were going.
It was all part of a tactic to kill a mid-decade redistricting plan, spearheaded by GOP House Majority Leader Tom DeLay.
We have a message for Tom DeLay.
Don't mess with Texas.
Right. Now in 2025, history.
Members, a quorum is not present.
Repeating itself.
It has strong parallels. I mean, if you substitute Tom DeLay for Donald Trump, it's the same thing.
In 2003, Dunham says they were branded chickens for fleeing the state. But their efforts then managed to kill the redistricting bill during the regular session. 2 special sessions later, Republicans still got it done.
Are the stakes higher this time than they were in 2003?
I think the stakes are higher now because what he's demonstrated over the last 6 months is just do whatever he wants.
All these years later, Dunham's still proud of that 2003 fight.
There you go.
The warrant out for his arrest from back then still hangs in his office. His message to Democrats, don't back down.
What was learned is you need to stand by your principles. It is a worthy cause. It is protection of democracy.
Now, the Democrats, they have said that they're going to stay away as long as redistricting is on the table.
But the governor says it will be. We'll see if anyone blinks. It's time to clear the shelters. Meet Moose. He's an 8-month-old chocolate point Siamese at Beaumont Pets Alive. He's neutered, vaccinated, and microchipped. So if you're looking for a younger kitty that's past the kitten stage, Moose may be the cat for you. When 12 News Daybreak returns on 12 News Plus, we'll have more news and weather in your morning rush hour.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. It's 7:54 right now, and that means it's time for your morning rush out.
Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. ConocoPhillips and Sempra are trying to consolidate lawsuits in connection to the deadly scaffolding collapse at Port Arthur LNG. They submitted new paperwork last week to combine pretrial proceedings for the 2 wrongful death lawsuits. That could move the case out of Jefferson County. Bechtel is also pursuing a separate motion to move the claims into private arbitration. For now, both lawsuits are on hold.
Entergy says that repairs are to blame for the power outages that have been plaguing Port Neches since June. They have been affecting Dew and Block streets through Port Neches Avenue all the way up to Dallas streets. Entergy says that it's replaced 34 power poles and it is working to create more reliable power for the area. That work is expected to last until September.
In Beaumont, crews have started work on Phelan Boulevard near Belvedere Drive. Starting today, the road where the Phelan Bridge crosses Hildebrandt Bayou will be down to one lane in each direction. Crews are making safety repairs over the next 30 days. The city says drivers should plan ahead or consider alternate routes to avoid traffic.
We have more rain in the forecast, not only today, but we continue with this same pattern over and over again all the way through at least the middle of next week. Each day about a 30-40% coverage of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Might see some activity along the coast during the morning hours, and during the afternoon we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms as we get into the afternoon, early evening. Those should die down by the middle part of the evening, and temperatures stay pretty steady. Highs in the lower to middle 90s, and lows will be each morning right there generally into the middle 70s.
A 5-year-old boy in Texas is melting hearts this morning after he was filmed showering his pet goat with hugs and kisses at a local animal show.
Yeah, Milo Garza, he placed fourth at the Compadres Cabritos Goat and Lamb Show, and in true goat lover fashion, he couldn't help but to smother his prize-winning goat teddy bear with affection. Take a look at this. The heartwarming moment was that has since gone viral. It's racking up over 6 million views on Instagram. Milo, who comes from a family of goat ranchers, stepped in for his older brother at the competition, and this sweet unscripted moment was caught by an attendee, quickly spreading across social media. His mom says it's just classic Milo. He's always outside loving on his goats.
I love that. It's just kind of cute to see him loving on his little goat.
Those animals at those livestock shows. I had a big steer come at me one time. He just wanted a hug, apparently, but that thing was 2,000 pounds. So.
Did you give him one?
Yeah, eventually, after someone talked me into it. It was a very sweet animal, but it goes to show you how sweet those animals can be.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus.
I'll be back here at midday. Tune in at 11 a.m.
Have a great day, everybody.